All right, let's finish up the Hostel franchise with Hostel 3, the direct to DVD sequel that a lot of people either don't know exists or haven't seen, even if they do know it exists. But there's still a decent amount of people who have seen this. I think that most of the people who know it exists and didn't watch it would just expect it to be shit because Eli Roth isn't involved, whatnot. But you've got Scott Spiegel, who is the director of Intruder and also From Dusk Till Dawn Part 2. And then you've got this writer. I looked up this writer, and it's just like one after the other of just like straight to DVD sequels. Like Jarhead and Scorpion King. And it was just like one after. It was funny. It was like 5 of them or something in a row. It was like, damn, this guy is just. Would I like that job? Would I like being hired to write just random sequels, like direct to DVD sequels like that? Yeah, I think that'd be super fun. I think that'd be a total blast to just write like, a Fifth Prophecy movie or like just some random Hellraiser film later on in the fucking franchise and like any of that kind of stuff. Now, of course, with the Hellraiser franchise, it's a little different because they just took scripts and just kind of retrofitted them or, whatever, moved them around. But yeah, just pick some random horror franchise and Dracula 3, or whatever from the Dracula 2000, all those kinds of movies. Yeah, I think it'd be fun to write those. You got nothing to lose. So that's kind of like where you could really just play around, have fun, fuck with characters. So I don't know. I think a lot of people would look at that as like, wow, like I'm not doing shit. Like I am slumming it right now, but be better than writing no movies like I'm currently doing. So good on that guy for getting these jobs. And Hostel 3, this one is set in Las Vegas, which I think is a cool progression. So we're in America, and where else would this be taking place than in fucking Vegas, of course. Now, there's a couple cool things in this movie, and overall I think this movie's good. I think it's fine. Like, is it at the level of the first two? No, definitely not. But is it bad? No. There are some silly things, stupid things. I don't want to really harp on the acting, but because the acting in the first two, in some of the characters aren't exactly great, but I feel like they're not great on purpose. Like they're hamming it up purposely, and with this one, it just feels cheaper. Like these feel like lower grade actors. Of course, the production value is lower, so everything just feels cheaper. Like it feels like a cheaper Hostel, which is exactly what it is. But yeah, I feel like all that being said, at the end of the film, I'm left just feeling like, yeah, those a fun little direct to DVD sequel. It doesn't hurt the franchise. It doesn't really help the franchise, but it does play around with a couple of ideas that are new to the franchise, and I think actually kind of fit with what they're going for. And one of those things I think is the fact that they set it in Vegas, in America, and that the majority, it's more of a show now. Because it's fucking Vegas, and it's America, and these Americans don't want to get their hands dirty, and they just want to watch the show. They just want to sit back and drink their drinks and, hang out and chit chat and whatnot as they watch these people butcher. They hire other people to do their bidding. And I think that's just very fitting for the location that it's set in. And as I said, the entertainment side of it, of course, when you go to Vegas, you go to fucking Cirque du Soleil and you go to all these crazy shows. That's like one of the biggest parts of going to Vegas. If you go to Vegas with some money and you actually want to have a great time, there's more than just drinking and losing your money at, casinos and blackjack tables and whatnot, card tables, roulette, whatnot. Shows are like some of the best parts of Vegas. In fact, I saw Ash, the Evil Dead musical in Vegas. They actually have a reoccurring show in Vegas of the Evil Dead musical, and I went and saw that. And it was a lot of fun. I took pictures with the cast after. It was like me and like 10 people in there, so it wasn't really selling out the house. But it was cool. And yeah, Vegas is very much showmanship. It's all about entertainment. It's all about showing people a good time. And of course, it's the darker side of Vegas. And yeah, I like the play on that. Now, okay, so all the setups in this movie from the past are flip flopped. So they kind of pull the wool, and they subvert expectations, because you have these characters that are like, oh, these are the bad guys. Oh, these are the bad guys. Oh, no, these are the bad guys. And it just keeps flipping on you. But, and I think I'm going to blame the director on this, they're a little too telegraphed. And that's an issue. So like in the opening, you have this kind of nerdy guy, and he comes in, and there's this hot couple, and you're thinking, oh, this is definitely people who work for the elite hunting. Like, they're going to take him, they're going to drug his drink, and he brings out his own beer, and of course that beer's drugged, and they fall down, the guy, and you're like, oh, this guy's in on it, whatnot. They could have shot that better, to where it was like, oh shit, what? Like, out of nowhere, that this got flipped around. And they do this a few times, because the prostitutes that they're hired to fuck this guy, which, dude, now, I was going to say, this guy hiring a prostitute to fuck his friend, like, clearly they didn't have any idea that the elite hunting thing was going on, although I do find it very coincidental that the elite hunting thing happened to happen, and his buddy was in on it, but I don't take it as the buddy knew the elite hunting thing was going to happen. I think they just kind of, because he's like, why didn't you tell us? Why didn't you tell us? Like, I'm a member. And he obviously got that tattoo because he was a member previously. He went there to kill somebody and got his tattoo. So I don't take it as the friend set this up. I take it more as this just is a coincidence that they happen to grab this guy, and he's like, whoa, I'm a member, which would definitely be the tattoo you want to have in that moment, for sure. But I was thinking, yeah, this guy's a piece of shit, dude. What kind of guy buys a hooker to fuck the guy you're going to throw the bachelor party for, the guy who's about to get married? Like, you're gonna pay somebody to fuck him? Like, maybe someone out there thinks that's a good friend. That's a bad friend. That's a bad friend. If you're going out and you want to fuck women on your bachelor party night, you're not a good person. There's no debate on that one for me. But some people see that differently, and some people are assholes. But we do find out later that A, the dude cheated before. B, the friend was the one who told the girl because he wants the girl. That's what this is all about. And C, that's absolutely why he would have hired the hooker, was so that he could have gotten laid, and so that the friend could have narked on him, and that he could have. And here's the thing. This is where the movie loses me a little bit. So this guy who has this super hot hooker all over him, and they're connecting and having a good time. He cheated in the past. He wants to do away with that, this and that. And he tells her, like, no, like, not this time. And I want to be a good guy, and this and that. And it's like, your wife, your soon-to-be wife, your fiance, doesn't trust you. So you get in the car, and granted, he didn't know they were going to Vegas. Okay, fine. But his friend told him, like, right up the street. That's when I would have called her and been like, oh shit, my friend is trying to take me to Vegas. I'm so sorry. I knew nothing about this. Please don't be mad at me. I'm coming home right now. Absolutely not. But no, he's just like, oh, he laughs and he goes to Vegas and he's like blocking her call, shutting off his phone. For me, this guy doesn't deserve this chick. The other guy doesn't deserve her either. He's a piece of shit as well. But like, when I was watching this movie, I have a piece of popcorn in here, in case anybody's fucking wondering why I keep tonguing the inside of my mouth. It's like, fucking, all right, I got it, actually. Nice. All right. But I'm just sitting there like, really? You're fucking... Anyways, all right, I beat that enough. What an idiot. What a fucking idiot. Don't lie to your fiance on what you're doing on your bachelor party. Not a good way to start the marriage. Not a good way. Some people just, they think like, it's my bachelor party, man. I'm supposed to go out and have fun. It's my last night of being a bachelor. You're not fucking single anymore. Like, you're engaged. You're just about to get married. For me, people are like, oh, well, it's just my last night of being single. You're not single. You're not a bachelor. Not really. You're basically fucking married at that point. So for me, it's just like, it's a completely pointless thing. Like, I don't want to go to a fucking strip club. I don't want to, none of that has any appeal to me. Anyway. I would have done that before I got in a relationship, not after. Like, for me, I'm the kind of guy that's like, I'm with a chick. I don't have honestly any interest in fucking strip clubs and that stuff anyway. But even if I did, I wouldn't have any desire to go. Like, if I had a girlfriend, if I had a wife, it just wouldn't. And I'm not just saying that. I just genuinely wouldn't have any desire. Like, I just go home to my wife, Anyway. Dude, this guy now. So the guy that gets taken in the beginning, the bald guy who's like keeps yelling, "Hey, let me out of here! I want to, take me, pieces of shit, whatever." This guy should have been an absolute badass. This guy should have killed 20 fucking people in the movie. This guy should have been straight up fucking Jean-Claude Van Damme, or it's somebody who actually can fight. Okay, he should have been fucking Donnie Yen, Jet Li, or fucking, the name's going on. But he should have been a badass. I'm just like fucking Rambo. I want to see this guy go out and fuck people up. As soon as he got out of that cage, he should have been unleashed. And yes, at first he kind of does. He grabs this steak from the guy and he shocks him in the mouth. And I actually laughed too, because he's like, oh good, I'm so happy that he's out. Like, he's like, I'm gonna fuck everyone up. And he kills two bounty, like he kills two guards. And he gets killed by the second guard that he kills. Like, he should have run amok. This kind of actually reminds me of the setup in Jurassic Park with the Australian guy. Like, he gets killed by the first raptor he sees. What the fuck, dude? That guy should have brutalized like 5 raptors in that movie. It should have been a full-blown fight. Like, he should have been like 10 minutes of the movie is just him hunting raptors, and then like getting in these fucking skirmishes and him blowing one away, knifing another. Now, it's kind of a family film, this and that, but I would have liked to have seen him kill at least a bare minimum one raptor. This raptor fucking, expert, this badass who's like, in the movie always portrayed as the guy who's going to stop this and that. He gets killed by the first raptor, clever girl, and then boom, just gets hit from the side. Come on. Like, their attack patterns, their shit. Like, he should have been like in that moment, he should have just been like, I know you're bullshit, and had the gun pointed that way and just blew the one away in the corner. That would have been awesome, He just gets killed by the first fucking guy. And this same thing with this guy. I feel like there's so much setup. Like, this guy's going to come out and he's just going to run a fucking gauntlet, dude. He's just going to turn in to like Tom Hardy's character from Warrior, and he's just going to go in that cage and just destroy motherfucker after motherfucker, just breaking arms, doesn't matter, just laying people out. I wanted it to turn into fucking Ricky O, the story of Ricky, where he's literally punching through people and strangling them with their fucking intestines. Like, this would have been amazing if they would have had this guy. He would have been just some badass that as soon as he was let out of that cage, he runs amok and fucks everyone in there up. He finally gets shot or something, after he tears so many people apart. But that was such a missed opportunity in the film, and I was waiting for it because I couldn't remember. And I was like, he just kept talking shit. I was like, please, please, please have this guy rip people apart. Unfortunately not. You've got Matt McNamara from Nip Tuck in here. Cool to say. His character is, I don't know, kind of wasted a little bit, because I guess he just doesn't have a will to live because he's handicapped and because girls don't hit on him or whatever. Like, once he's getting killed, he like whispers into this person's ears like, it's okay, like, go ahead, I don't really care, like, I just want to die. There should have been something that came from that, like that. Like, okay, for instance, and this is another thing I like about the movie, I think this is another cool little thing. They're betting on things. Like, what's going to be the thing that they use as as the plea bargain? Like, I got a family, 1 out of 2, the odds. whatnot. And there's all these other options. Like, how awesome would that have been if, like, you know, an exception, like, not an exception, an accept, like he's accepting it, like I'm fucking taking it, I'm fine with it. Like everyone would have just looked around at each other like, wait, what the fuck, and would have like stopped the killer from like doing it and being like looking at the audience like, huh, like this never happened before, like what the fuck is this? And they would have went to the boards and they would have like, you know, restructured things, and they would have been having talks upstairs like, wait, you know, nobody wins this round, this and that. Like, it would have been interesting. But him just being like, okay, kill me, and they're like, okay, you know, takes like 9 arrows to kill the guy, and it's just like, I don't know, it's just the moment. I think it's supposed to have some emotional moment to it, like some emotional resonance where it's like, oh, he's giving in and he's conceding, and I don't know, it just doesn't hold any weight. And I feel like it could have, and it should have. It could have built that moment up better, and it just amounts really to nothing. Same thing with the guy locked in the cage the whole time that wants to get out and beat everyone up. I feel it's just like a missed opportunity. Like I feel like there's a decent amount of missed opportunities here. And even when they subvert expectations, like the hooker girl who is not part of it and wants to go get her fucking friend back, this and that, they go in and she's running out with the guy and she just gets shot in the back and she's dead and she's gone. And that's that. And for me, that's fine. It's one of those things, but it's like, it should have had something more to it. Because she's shot, she's dead. And I just want to say that I do like that kind of stuff. Like just shocking deaths out of nowhere. It's awesome. Okay, fine. But all of her, like, purpose in the movie feels very pointless. Like when she gets shot, it's like, oh, like I guess she'll come back later, or she'll have her moment where she crawls out and it's no, like she just gets shot in the back as they're trying to run out of there, and it's like she's dead. That's good. It's gone. It's over. Which is realistic, but I don't know. It's yet another one where it's just kind of like, it really didn't amount to much. Anybody else with me on this? Anyway, all right, moving on. And now it ends up being a setup from their friends to lure them out there with these chicks, but dude, come on. This guy did not feel like he was getting lured by these beautiful women that were like, oh, there's a party and it's out in the middle of fucking nowhere off the strip. And do you guys like to get wild or something? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. That would have been me there. I'd have been like, nope, I don't like getting wild at all. I'm the most boring motherfucker at all time. In fact, I'm going up to the room, locking the door, and going to bed. Have a good night, everybody. Absolutely not am I going. 100%, I guarantee you, I don't give a fuck how hot these chicks were. Now, granted, let's say like Samara Weaving showed up, her actual self, and was like, hey, I want you to go somewhere with me. It might be a different story. But just some random hot chick came up and was like, you want to fucking do something wild? How about you come out in the middle of nowhere with me in Vegas, where people, nope. And even the cab driver's like, what do you think, my friends are fucking waiting out here to beat you to take your shit? I'm like, that's exactly what I would be thinking, 100%. And then the guy kind of looks at him like, oh, that's creepy, that's scary. And it's like, you weren't already there mentally? Come on now. The tattoo scanner on the door, that was stupid, because the thing was like face out to the camera, and this thing was like scanning this part of the arm where the tattoo was over here. It was like to show us what it was scanning, but it was like, it's not scanning his actual tattoo. And does the tattoo have to be like perfectly put on there to be scanned? That was really dumb to me. And I talked about all that. One of the dudes gets his fucking face skinned. That's pretty brutal. Gore in this is a straight to DVD one. They could have done whatever they wanted. They didn't have to get a rating, so they could have piled the gore on. Nope. And yeah, Vegas would definitely be the perfect place to try to pull one of these things off. The crippled guy gets a fucking arrow in the dick. Come on. Come on, you don't shoot a guy in the dick, right, Cartman? Just, I don't know. That's just mean spirited. The crazy mask chick with the arrow. That I remember that mask. I remember that. I remember it being in Vegas, and I remember the mask, and I remember there being an audience, and that's about all I remember. And that mask is wild looking. And then, so the guy uses the shotgun, blows this guy away, and then he has a machine gun, and the main guy here, and he leaves the machine gun behind and takes the girl, and then she got shot in the back, and he has nothing to defend himself with, so he keeps running. And it's like, why didn't you pick up that machine gun? You picked up the shotgun, so why not the machine gun? Stupid. And then, yeah. This fucking, I like that the friend's head is like sitting on his head when somebody like chops the fucking head in half. That was really cool. And then that dude's arm gets torn off or cut off. That was good. And then he takes the guy's body. The main dude's fucking, the main guy who runs the place, played by Thomas Kurt, whatever, the dude from freaking Grim Love, and he's been in all sorts of shit. He puts him on the spikes, the wrong way spikes for your car to pop your tires. He puts his body on top of those and then drives over him. And the guy wakes up just as the car hits him, and he pushes him into it. That's amazing. That's amazing. That's amazing. That's the best part of this whole film for me. Like, never seen it before. Now, if they would have shown it in all its glory, full on, that would have been the greatest kill in the franchise. No shit. Put a guy on wrong way spikes, like push his body just up against him, and then drive a car over it, impaling him on it, and then the car doesn't pop because, it uses the body to lift as like a speed bump. Brilliant, beautiful. That would have been amazing. Unfortunately, you don't see it as well as you would hope, but that's the budget I would expect. But great concept. Great concept. And then, yeah, the whole building exploding, being on like a self-destruct, the building will explode in 1 minute. What the fuck? Are we in some 70s low-budget sci-fi movie? Get the fuck out of here with the whole building having a, bomb set everywhere. Come on. That's fucking ridiculous. That is so stupid. But anyways, the guy gets away, locks the doors, friend, and then you think like, oh man, when he goes in there, so the friend is locked. Oh, I totally skipped over this part. So the friend gets his way out because he has a tattoo. Then they put the friend in there to kill the other friend, and then when he has his back turned, they release the guy, and then it's like the pitting of the two friends, and it's like this special show for everyone in the audience. That was great stuff. That was great writing right there. To let him loose in there and to let them duke it out for the audience, brilliant. Love that stuff. And then they get into this huge fight, but before that, he tells him, like, could you imagine, like, this piece of shit friend that is a murderer, that is the reason you died, and no one will ever know the real story. This guy's telling you right then and there that he's gonna kill you, and then he's gonna go and fuck your wife, and he's gonna make you out to be a piece of shit, and he's gonna steal her, and he's gonna love her, and he's gonna be with her as you're dead, and she's never gonna know what happened to you. I would have broken those fucking locks. I don't care what. I would have turned into the Incredible fucking Hulk. That kind of shit, dude. I'd be like, nope, that cannot happen. I don't care if I have to rip my thumbs off my hands to get my shit free from here, and then just oh my god, no. Oh, it was just so hard to listen to, this little wormy motherfucker being like, I'm gonna take your girl, man, and she's gonna think you're a piece of shit. She's never gonna know what's gonna happen. I'm gonna kill you. Oh, the worst. And then that's exactly what he goes and tries to do, and then she's like, oh motherfucker, he ain't dead. And then they brutalize them together, and they use some gnarly ass gardening tool. This thing is just gruesome, but unfortunately we don't see anything happen with it, which is unfortunate. But regardless, do I think his wife, fiance, would have been in on it with him. Who fucking knows? That's a movie moment, and you just got to accept it. So when I saw it, I was just like, you lied to her and all this, and she would want to go to the cops, and you want to believe your wife would like murder somebody with you, but that's a movie thing. As I said, that's one of those things where it's like, if you can accept that there is a elite hunting group in Vegas that millionaires come to watch people executed for entertainment, I think you can accept that this wife, this fiance, would be in on it to kill this Weasley motherfucker. So it was good to see him die. It was good to know that he died. We did not get to see him die, unfortunately. And yeah. So, you get the one girl who gets killed by the bugs. It's a good idea, but the CGI absolutely killed it. And then like the main, like not like the main guy, but the dorky guy that's at the beginning that takes the couple. This kind of, the end fight between them reminded me almost of like John Matrix versus fucking Bennett from Commando. It was like the most uneven fight. Like I couldn't take it seriously. This like guy was such a geek. I was just like, what is this guy for real? Am I supposed to buy that this guy's tough and scary and intimidating? And I just could never buy it the entire film. I was just like, you could have picked a better person for this role. He just looked like a pussy. I couldn't take it seriously the whole film. Not to say that toughest guys in the world always look like badasses. They don't. But as I've always said, films, that's not what films' jobs are. Films' jobs are to convey a sense of, intimidation. Like the guy's supposed to actually look like, he could kick your ass. It's showmanship. It's part of entertainment. So anyway, so yeah, Hostel franchise. Thank you to my patron for requesting the Hostel, the first Hostel movie, so that I would do all three of these. I appreciate the pledge there, and if you guys have another request, you know where to go. People are like, oh, I can't find it. I try to usually put it in the description, but if it's not in the descriptions, you go to patreon.com and you just type in Sinister Cinema Reviews, and I'm the only guy that will pop up. So I don't know why people are having an issue finding it. It's pretty simple. But whatever. Anyway, guys, I got to go to bed. Good night.